This is Kenneth Turan of the Los Angeles Times, and this is my DVD pick of the week. You know, Joan of Arc is not a name you hear around Hollywood much these days. There's not a lot of demand for her story, but there was a time when this French saint really was on everyone's cinematic lips. And there are now two of the films that were made about her are now simultaneously out on DVD and Blu-ray. From the Criterion collection comes the earliest of these films, the 1928 silent film The Passion of Joan of Arc, starring the French actress Falconetti, directed by Carl Theodor Dreyer. This is considered one of the greatest silent films ever made. The looks on Joan's face as she faces the stake, she faces being burned alive, are some of the most indelible images in the history of cinema. In 1948, Ingrid Bergman took on this role. This film is not as well known as the Falconetti version, but it's really worth seeing. It's directed by Victor Flemming, who did Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz. It's got the classic Hollywood gloss on this very unusual subject. Taken together, they will show you as much Joan of Arc as you are likely to want to see.
Forgive me, saint of God. Forgive me. Forgive me. God, pardon us all.
Only a child. Double save her! Save her! Back away! Back away! Back away!
You, the devil's bishop!
In the name of our Lord, amen.
Could I have a cross to hold in my hands?
Ah, what shame that after the abjuration of your errors, the devil of heresy has once more risen in your heart, and you have returned to your crime. Therefore we, the judges, say and decree that you, Joan, commonly called the Maid, have been on the subject of your pretended divine revelations, a relapsed heretic,
God bless you.
a sorceress, lying, seducing, pernicious, presumptuous, seditious, cruel, apostate, and schismatic. And so we abandon you to the civil authority, requesting the same authority that it may be pleased to moderate its judgment. And if true signs of penitence should appear, that the sacrament of penance may be administered to you.
I am a good Christian.
Executioner, do your duty!
Howard! They're a shame! A shame!
Oh, mistaken men. Traitors to yourselves and your country. You thrust greatness and an undying name upon your chief enemy. Now the executioner has lighted the faggots and sends her spirit up from the fire and casts her body to the winds. And you shall never hear the end of this day's work. The winning of a few victories, that could be put aside as a 9 days wonder. But you've made her a symbol. And her ashes and her words will blow like seeds and take roots on deserts and pavements. They will flower into heralds and prophets to spread her fame. This will be her age, her century, and all the rest of us, priests and kings, will be minor figures in her tragedy.
Father! Father, pray for me. I shall be damned forever. I burn the saint.
Go. child of God, daughter of France, go, go.
Oh, sweet God. You who have been with me always. Be with me now. Through the darkness. For I meant hurt to no one. Let none be hurt for me.
Come to her assistance, ye saints of God. Come forth to meet her, ye angels of the Lord, receiving her soul, offering it in the sight of the Most High. May Christ receive thee who hath called thee, and may the angels lead thee into paradise.
And at the hour of our death, amen. Jesus.